These fingers are ready to tickle some pickles. Tickle, 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 tickle.
I'm sorry. If somebody said that to me in real life, like you're out and about, you go to like, I don't know, Popeyes or Chick-fil-A, and they're like, do you want some pickles on your sandwich? Of course I do. And then they start saying that.
These fingers are ready to tickle some pickles. Tickle, 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 tickle.
Can you just get them out of the jar and not tickle the pickle, sir? Jeez. That's why I got, I no longer work at Subway. I was too busy tickling the pickles. That's so gross. So gross. Unless you're into it. But for me, not a big fan of tickling pickles. Okay. Hope you guys are having a great day. Yeah, that's how I started it. You're welcome. You're welcome. Make sure you hit that subscribe button wherever you're listening or watching. Also, remember today's show is presented to you by Game Time PDR as well as Bet Online. In fact, Bet Online continues to be the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for online betting. From the earliest odds to in-game live betting, Bet Online provides you with all the action and the ability to watch the games as they happen. With the largest selection of odds on everything from football, NBA, college basketball, NHL to UFC. Go ahead and make your way to betonline.ag right now to get in on all the action. And don't forget to use promo code BLEAV. That's BLEAV for your welcome bonus on your first deposit. Go to BetOnline. The game starts here. I could you tell I was yawning at the very beginning of that spot? Not that that's like a really bad thing to say to the sponsor. Bet Online's like, wait, you were bored or what reading the spot? No, the stupid dog woke me up in the middle of the night. God, I know you're tired of hearing about the goddamn puppy. But guess what? Guess what? She's sleeping in our room now. We're like, okay, let's see if we can get her not to sleep in the kennel, because apparently when she sleeps in the kennel, she just takes turds everywhere. So we're doing that. She's been really good, although she had like 2 accidents last night, which pissed me off, but she's a puppy, whatever. But the funny thing is, my wife's out of town, and so it's just me. Oh, God, sorry. See, sorry. Blame the fucking dog. So I wake up in the middle of the night. She had snuck up on the bed and was not just laying next to me. She was laying her body was on my face and my neck, and her like little claws were like she had moved. I don't know how long she was there, because I was like, she was out like a fucking light, and I had to move her. Waking my ass up in the middle of the night. Jeez. God darn dogs. You know what? So that's why I yawned. It's nothing to do with Bet Online. So I'm fighting them off today. I am so sorry. Listen to me now. If you're yawning right now, science. You're welcome. Science. Let's jump into some headlines.
Let's go! Let's go!
And now, here are the headlines.
Well, this is not what you want to hear. Not what you want to hear. Hundreds of deadly virus samples have vanished from an Australian lab in a major breach of biosecurity. I don't know how that fucking happens. I don't. So, day before yesterday, Queensland Health Minister Tim Nichols announced that 323 vials of live viruses are unaccounted for. Now, part of that reason is they had moved labs and whatever, and that's what happened. These include nearly 100 vials of Hendra virus, 2 vials of hantavirus, and 223 vials of Lysovirus. I don't know if that's how you say it, all of which are extremely deadly for humans. The samples went missing actually in 2021, but investigators only confirmed the breach in August 2023, but only admitted it 2 days ago. Now, unless somebody took these vials and continued to store them at proper temperature and all that stuff and took care of them, then they're considered a problem. But basically, if they accidentally threw them in the trash and they broke or whatever, or they're just exposed to room temperature or whatever the fuck, basically not kept in a scientific form, a lab form, that they'll be fine. And since they went missing back in 2021, and we haven't actually seen any issues of this, they're assuming that everything is fine. They're assuming everything is fine. But they're like, we don't think anybody stole them from the lab. You don't think? You don't? They said it's difficult to conceive a scenario whereby the public could be at risk. Oh, really? That's okay. But you just lost 323 vials of deadly virus, but that's fine. Tim Nichols continued to say, it's important to note that the virus samples would degrade very rapidly outside a low temperature freezer and become non-infectious. Okay, that's what I was saying. It's more likely that the samples were destroyed by autoclaving as is routine laboratory practice and not adequately recorded. That's according to, again, the Queensland Chief of Health, John. Oh, that's John Gerard. Excuse me. So, listen, guys, you're still not giving me any bit of comfort. We don't think anybody stole it. Most likely, they deteriorated and whatever. It's fine. It's really hard for us to wrap our brains around you guys being in danger. Am I right, everybody? Anyone? Woo! I mean, who would want to steal deadly viruses? Oh, I don't know. The Russians? The Russians, that's right. We steal viruses and then we expose to people. Shush. Don't tell everybody. We do not want to get in trouble. I'm just kidding. Look at you. You were so scared. I was like, we have the deadly virus. And you're like, oh, no. And I'm like, I totally got you. Wow. You thought the Russians were in. Maybe they are. I don't know. Thanks, rich Russian billionaire, for joining the program. You haven't been around in a while. that's the impression that got me threats on my life. So why do I keep using it? Don't fucking know. Because I'm not that smart. That's probably why. But going back to this, listen. You're saying most likely none of this happened. Most likely, we just screwed up and forgot to write it down. Most likely, nobody stole it. Most likely, if it was, misplaced, that, nobody picked it up and is storing it in the proper temperatures. Most likely. Guess what most likely is? Not a fucking good answer. This is the same country. Sorry, Australia. I like you. Visited you twice, and it was an epic vacation. Great place, beautiful surroundings, beautiful people, just an amazing people. But this is the same place that misplaced like an extremely radioactive bit, like it was like last year sometime. I don't know what the hell's going on with the Australian scientists, but they fucking are terrible at organization, I guess. You know what I mean? Where the fuck did I put that virus? Ugh. I don't. Oh, whoa. Do they all have ADHD? Because so there's something shiny in the corner, and they just walk away and leave stuff out and about. Let's do a massive move. We're going from this laboratory over to the next one. Make sure you pack your bags. Make sure you double check everything, folks. We don't want to have to come back, okay? All right. Ooh. Is that a bird outside? Is that a kookaburra? Oh, my. Let's go outside and listen to it. Meanwhile, you left 323 vials of deadly virus on the table, and you just fucking left. Now, whoever took over the laboratory, or the old laboratory is just like, what's this shit? I don't know, stick it in the fridge. Next thing you know, boom. Johnson down the hall is, bleeding out of every orifice. Way to go, Australian scientists. So disturbing. Again, uh, to all the young folks out there listening, listen to me. I sound fucking old as snot. Listen, this is why it's good to just make a checklist. Make a checklist. I love checklists. When I worked in restaurants and grocery stores, I love checklists because I would always forget shit. I have a horrible, I guess you could say a horrible memory, but it's also I just get distracted really easy. So I could be doing a project, somebody says something, next thing I know, I'm on to another project before finishing this project. So I used to love checklists, be like, oh shit, I forgot to do that. I got distracted. Way to go, dickheads. Right? I imagine every laboratory out there has a fucking checklist. How do you fucking do that? Somebody fucked up. And for you guys to come out and be like, I don't know, it should be good. Should be good. Oh, no, they're Australian. Hey, guys, we should be good, right? I don't know. It's been like 3 years. You'd think by now we'd get somebody sick. It's fine. Unless somebody stole it and is going to use it against us in a really bad way. Anyway, that won't happen, guys. Now let's go outside and drink a pint. Yeah, everything will be just fine. And when it's not, we're all looking at you, Aussies. Not all you Aussies, just the scientists. Let's be honest. The rest of you guys are cool as shit. We like you. The scientists, though, man, my goodness, I got trust issues with you. I do. Taco Bell is testing a new restaurant that isn't focused on tacos. It's weird. The newly opened concept is in San Diego, and it's called Live Más Café. I think that's how you would say it. I don't speak Spanish. I was terrible in Spanish class. Terrible. I learned the majority of my Spanish I learned from working in restaurants. And it was usually just like, lechuga. Necesito más lechuga, por favor. It's like, I need more lettuce, please. Something like that. Necesito más arroz. Or, no más arroz. Necesito. Rápido. Motherfucker. I don't know how to say motherfucker in Spanish. Madre pounder? I don't know. Fuck it. Jesus, I'm terrible. But anyway, I suck at Spanish. But anyway, this Live Más Cafe is featuring a beverage-centric menu that includes milkshakes, coffees, fruity iced drinks, and a take on a dirty soda trend with its trademark Mountain Dew Baja Blast. Taco Bell said in a statement that the new model is its plan to disrupt the beverage industry, which is dominated by Starbucks, Dunkin', Dutch Bros, and a few others. I mean, they got the finances to take a risk like this. Why not? There's also, in every city, there's also mom and pops that do this as well. So they're not just dealing with the big boys, and that kind of sucks for the mom and pop shops that are out there trying to make a niche and trying to make their dent in the cafe drink industry type of situation. We'll make you some coffees, some fruity drinks, etc. And now you got another big entity coming into town potentially. I bet this does well. And the fact that they're not going like it's Taco Bell, where we already have Taco Bell establishments, brick and mortar buildings, instead of just saying we're just going to add this on to those locations, they're going to have different locations is probably for the best, and it's probably a better business model because it does separate it. So I think that's a good. I think this will do well in a lot of good locations. I think that would do well here in Colorado eventually. Dutch Bros just came to Colorado not too long ago. Same with Duncan. There's like 2 Dutch Bros now within, like, say 2 miles of my house. There's one Duncan about like 3 miles away. Starbucks are fucking everywhere. So, I mean, it's easy to get a cup of coffee, but if you slip in this Taco Bell trend, here's the thing. I don't see, other than the soda thing, the dirty soda trend with its Mountain Dew Baja Blast, I don't see how it's really anything different than those other places, really. Is there like Mexican sodas? Because I feel like that would be a way to go as well. Maybe they'll be doing that as well. But I just, and I think that would actually make a lot of sense. I'm really into Mexican candy lately. Oh my God. Our neighbor gave my son some, and I ate it, and I'm like, this tastes better than the last time I tried it, say 20 years ago. So I'm like on this Mexican candy kick. So if you know of a good Mexican candy, let me know. DeHuffPodcast@gmail.com. If you're watching this, comment below. I want to know what you dig when it comes to Mexican candy. It's just weird. All of a sudden, I love it. Can't get enough of it. But anyway, so that's going to be interesting. Expect, if it does well in San Diego, which I can't imagine it not doing well in San Diego, that it's going to start spreading out through, I would guess, the Western United States. I can't see this going over to the East Coast in its next, few moves. I imagined it, probably Arizona, New Mexico, maybe Colorado, and then who knows, Texas. I could see those being where they do well. But we'll see. We'll see. A New Zealand study did this. Excuse me. I totally screwed that up. Forget I said what I said. Okay, a New Zealander studied for a year to win the Spanish World Scrabble title. Here's the funny thing. Dude doesn't speak a lick of Spanish. What the shit? That's awesome. His name's Nigal Richards. Hey guys, my name's Nigel. I don't speak a fucking lick of Spanish, but I'm gonna go win the fucking Scrabble tournament. This dude won the Scrabble tournament in France twice. He doesn't speak French. This is what he does. He speaks no Spanish, and what he did, he started memorizing the language's Scrabble word list a year ago, and that's what he told the Scrabble official. And he said he can't understand why other people can't just do the same thing. He said he can look at a block of words together, and once they go into his brain as a picture, he can just recall that very easily. Yeah. Hey, Nigel, you're making me feel really stupid because that doesn't make sense in my brain. No. I can't just look at a bunch of words that I don't know what they mean and go, yeah, I can go play Scrabble now in a different language. No. Just add O to everything. Scott, you're gone. You're not even gonna make it, past the first word. You're dumb. No. Jesus. Good for him. Obviously really fucking smart, but not everybody can do that. His brain just works differently. He has like a photographic memory. Good for him. I don't have that. I can't do that in English. So he only missed like one word or something like that. I was reading it, and he was like, he fucking slaughtered people. He was that fucking good. So good for him. He's a genius, doesn't want to fully admit it. But he just kind of rubs our noses in it, be like, anybody could do this. I mean, if you're smart. No, fuck you. Just backhanded us right in the fucking face with your cock, you son of a bitch. God dang it, Nigel. Nigel, you dick. Listen, I'm not going into the story. I just saw this and I thought it was hilarious. It's under the, remember the Dear Abby shit? I guess I could have done Dear Cowboy, but we're not going to do that right now. It says, this is what it says. Dear Abby, I don't want to tell people I got a facelift. How about this? Your constant look of surprise on that fucking, pulled tight face, shiny ass face. I think that's what's going to give it away that you had a fucking facelift. Hey, your nose used to be 5 times the size of it. Wow, now look at it. It's skinny as fuck. Looks like it's about to fall off. Did you get a facelift? No. Yes. Everybody knows you got a facelift. If you're doing it for, vanity reasons, like, just purely cosmetic, I have a hard time with that. If it's something that is a necessary thing, like you got your nose broken or a cheekbone broken or eye socket, that shit makes sense. You got, in a horrible accident, that shit makes sense. My thing is if you're going to go get plastic surgery like that, you might as well fucking own it. Just be honest. Yeah, I got my boobs done and I got my face done. Yep. Guess we're not going on vacation, kids. Mommy wanted some new titties and a new smile. Oh, we hate you, Mommy. Just be honest with it. Just be honest. That's all you have to fucking do. Don't try to lie about it. But that being said, I mean, it's not like everybody needs to know your business. But don't go out and about and be like, hey, what's your beauty secret? Well, I just do a lot of skincare and I drink a lot of lemon juice or blah, 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 whatever. Fuck, I don't know. I rub semen all over my eyes. It really keeps me youthful. Stuff like that. Don't be going out there. Just if you're going to give beauty tips or anything like that, you need to come clean. It's like that guy I know that used to play in the NFL, used to be in the 300-pound area, and quits the NFL, retires from the NFL, and loses all this weight, but he's neglecting to tell a key part of how he lost the weight. He's telling everybody, I'm working out, eating right. Behind the scenes, there's one more element that he's not telling people. Oh, anybody can do it. Just work hard and, eat right. Well, why are you being forced to portion control? That's all I'm saying. Just be honest with it. If you're going to go out there and be out there like that, you might as well be fucking honest with it, right? That's all I'm saying. I'm not going to say the person's name, but it's just like, come on, dude. Don't lie to people. Just be honest. Well, I had a lot of help. I had surgery, and then, but I kept it going. I still eat right and I exercise right. There you go. Instead, it's just been these years and years of a lie. And it's like, dude, come on, man. Just be fucking honest. There's been like articles and I don't even want to go down there. It irritates me. Good dude, but it's just like basically you're misguiding people. And it's just like, yes, we're excited for you for losing weight. Good for you. Nobody's going to judge you, especially at the beginning. If you would have said, I also, had some procedure done to help me. But it's also a struggle to keep that going so I don't accidentally reverse that procedure. So it's like the facelift thing. You can't just like one day your nose is, super big, or, your eyes are one way and then you come back like a month later to work or whatever from vacation and they're like, wow, you look so young and plasticky, but still younger. What's the deal? Oh, just, clean living. No, just be honest with it. We got more coming your way, but first, listen up, Denver. You got to remember this name. You probably already know what I'm going to say. Game Time PDR. They are legit. They will take care of you if you're one of those people that got hit by those crazy hailstorms back in May. Hey, listen, you can still get that fixed, whether you're just pushing it off for one reason or another. Game Time PDR is there to help you out. They're very trustworthy. They're here in Colorado. And listen, if you've been in Denver for the past 5 years alone, you know that hail comes often, and it's really frustrating. And it's also frustrating to find that trustworthy shop to take care of the damages. Game Time PDR, they're that shop. They specialize in paintless dent repair, which saves you the integrity of your vehicle and restores the value back into your vehicle. To celebrate the end of hail season and those procrastinators out there, they're offering a $200 gift card just to get your vehicle fixed. Game Time PDR has an expert claim specialist on staff to take the hassle out of dealing with the insurance claims. It makes it a seamless process. Game Time PDR is going to pay your deductible up to $1,000, but they need to see the vehicle in order to qualify. They're able to pay that deductible, by the way, because they work and advocate for the customer first before the insurance company. Game Time PDR's expertise and experience are unmatched. They have over 30 years of experience in the industry, and they have some of the best technicians in the world. It's Game Time PDR. What you need to do, call Anthony right now, 303-955-8200. Again, 303-955-8200 to schedule an evaluation. Game Time PDR, the MVP in dent repair. You know what? I did not fall asleep in that one or yawn in that one. But you know what we need to do now? Jump into sports. Yeah, that's right.
He's walked the hallowed grounds of Folsom Field, Coors Field, and Mile High Stadium.
He runs to the 50. He runs to the 40. The guy is drunk, but there he goes.
It's time for Sports with DeHuff.
These fingers are ready to tickle some pickles. Tickle, 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 tickle.
That soundbite has no need to be in this segment. I just felt like playing it. You're welcome. You're welcome. It's the Pickle Tickle segment. Tickle Pickle? I was just, last night, I'm going to bed, and I'm like, man, there is so much pressure on the Denver Broncos right now. And I hope they realize it. They're in a very special spot right now. They haven't made the playoffs since they won the Super Bowl back in, the Peyton Manning area. Super Bowl 50. It's been forever ago. They haven't done shit since. This team right now, the Denver Broncos, have a playoff vibe to it. You look at the team, they're playing well. They have an elite defense. Bo Nix and the offense are gelling. Sure, there's some issues. I know Sean Payton was talking about it on Monday about how one of the biggest problems they have is penalties, especially coming from the offensive line. You fix that, that's a huge problem. You fix that, this offense is a lot more effective. You got big runs, you got big pass plays being called back because of fucking numbskull Garrett Bowles holding again. I get it. I'm not on the offensive line doing that job. That is a tough gig. But you're in the pros, cleaning your shit up. And I believe that they can, every single one of them. You fix that, that's a huge fucking problem. Riley Moss, with him being out, 2 weeks ago against the Browns on Monday Night Football, that side of the field got torched by Jerry Jeudy. And it doesn't look too good that he's coming back against the Colts this Sunday. That's something that concerns me. But if the Broncos go in there and they beat the Colts, because that's not going to be an easy game. I mean, you honestly look at the rest of the schedule. It's not going to be easy. We want it. That doesn't make you a bad fan if you look at the remaining schedule for the Denver Broncos and go, dude, there's no reason why we can't win all but one. And even that, we could probably beat the Chiefs because we should have beat them in the first place. That doesn't make you a bad fan if you go, dude, these are going to be tough. And you can't overlook your opponent. Ask anybody that has been in any sort of competitive field where it's just nonstop. You cannot discount the ability of your opponent, whether it's in business, who are your competitors. You know, you don't want to just assume that since you guys have been dominating whatever field you're in for the past however many years, you can't just go lay back and go, we got this year. Because guess what ends up happening? You get punched right in the dick and they take the lead. That can easily happen on the football field. We know this. You know it. I know it. So don't let this playoff vibe that is just pulsating from this Denver Broncos team, don't let that go to waste. Go in there, keep the pedal down. You have to. It seems so simple, but it's not. You got to go in there and fucking get ready to battle. I mean, go all in, balls to the wall, just beat the fuck out of whoever's in front of you. Win every single fucking play. The Denver Broncos, their aura has that. That's what they got right now. They have a playoff aura, but that can easily go away. And I just really hope that they go into this game against the Colts, because don't be looking past the Colts. You can't fucking do that. Go in there, beat the fuck out of them. Do not stop until the final whistle blows. Beat the shit out of them. You can do it. You can fucking do it. But I'm not going to be happy until I know the Broncos have clinched a playoff berth. And once they clinch a playoff berth, that's a different story. But until then, they got to grind. They got to keep doing what they do and trust in each other and make things turn into something special. Because you can see that. It's on the horizon that this team has something special about it. There's a lot of people at the beginning of the season that were just ripping Sean Payton to shreds for doing what he did. I'm curious, are you still upset with how Sean Payton is doing things? Yes, there's a few times where you got to go, what are you doing for clock management? But then they're winning. I mean, that shit all goes away once they make the playoffs. That's the first big goal for the Denver Broncos. Obviously, it's win your games, but the biggest goal for the Denver Broncos this year is make the playoffs. Once they get in the playoffs, it's win that first playoff game, and then you go from there. This team has something special. I'm not going to be pleased if they just let it fall away. You haven't won shit yet. You haven't accomplished shit yet. Go in there and lay the hammer down. We'll talk more about the Broncos Colts game coming up tomorrow on the show as we preview that. I put this out on Twitter this morning. Let's see what the results are right now. I said, if Shedeur Sanders ends up being a Raider, will you still root for him? Because Shedeur Sanders is the quarterback, or he still is technically, for the Colorado Buffaloes. But it looks like that he's going to end up becoming a Las Vegas Raider, which is gross, but good for him. They really want him, it seems like, and it seems like that Shedeur wants to go there. These are the results as of right now. There's still like 11 hours on this, but it says 22.6% are saying yes, and 77.4% say no. They won't root for him. Now, I wrote some responses to that. DB said, the rivalry is better and alive when both teams are good. Sick of the slippery ass Chiefs. Good point. You need somebody to go in there and rattle the cage because it can't just be the Denver Broncos keeping the games close against the Chiefs. Somebody needs to start chipping away at the dynasty that is the Kansas City Chiefs. And that's oddly enough, that's a team effort or a division effort. You got the Raiders. If the Raiders are able to compete with the Chiefs and get them some losses, that's good for the Broncos. It's just when the Broncos play the Raiders, I don't want the Raiders to do well. I don't want the Shedeur Sanders to do well, I should say. Aaron said, as an individual, yes, but I'm sorry, I will never wear anything Raiders. I just can't. I wasn't saying you had to wear shit of his, just saying, oh, Shedeur had a good game. Good for him. Renee P said, not against the Broncos, but every other game, yes. See, I'm kind of with that, but then that's really hard. I think him as an individual, yes, kind of like Aaron said. Jeremy said, F no, unless they win, they would get helps. Oh my God. F no, unless the win they would get helps the Broncos' future playoff chances. Sorry, I screwed that up. Yeah, that's where it's like, okay, if they go in there and they cause some disruptions, but it goes in the Broncos' favor, sure, okay. Overall, I'm not rooting for the Raiders. I just want to see Shedeur do well. I do. And I don't know where else he would go, where that he would want to go, because it seems like it's all heavy leaning on the Raiders. We'll see. And it seems like they want him as well. You know what? Let's jump into the mailbag.
Mailbag. You've got mail.
Well. This comes in from Matt OFP. Oh, he is being a bitch in this message. Here we go. He said to Huff, I gave you 5 days to talk about the Tuah Meme Coin rug pull and how Haley is in serious trouble because I figured you were on top of things. Howie Mandel's son-in-law is involved, but you know that. Surely you do. Pathetic. Step your game up, meat. Meat? Why, Matt, are you trying to seduce me? You little slut. Oh, Tuah.
What's one move in bed that makes a man go crazy every time?
Oh, you gotta give him that hawk to and spit on that thing. You get me?
If you don't know, there was some like Matt jokingly was talking about. There was like some Tuah or Tuah Meme Coin, whatever, and a bunch of people invested like millions of dollars into this shit. And then like 10 minutes later, the shit just blew up, as in it crumbled, I should say. And a lot of people are saying there's some insider trading. There's all this shit going on. There's lawyers getting involved saying, if you were one of these people that lost money because of that, you need to contact us because looks like there's going to be a lawsuit against her. We might be seeing the odd rise of Tuah and the epic fail of Tuah before the year is even done. But here's my thing. Like, Matt sent me this last night, and I'm like going through a bunch of stuff in regards to the whole Tuah meme situation. And really, I've come to this conclusion. Imagine losing your life savings due to taking financial advice from a woman who was made famous months ago on a 5-second clip where she explains how she drives men wild by spitting on their cock. That sounds really dumb when you say that, right? Where'd you get this great financial advice from that you decided to clear out our life savings and, put it towards that. Oh, you remember Hawk Tui, the lady that just like talks about slobbering on a dude's cock? You know that lady? Yeah. Well, that's who I got the advice from. Well, let me say this. We're getting divorced. That's on you. Don't listen. I don't dabble in this shit. But if I did, let me tell you this. Take your time and do fucking research. Do not spend your money recklessly. Now, these are all allegations, by the way. There's no, as of right now, I haven't heard anything official saying that there was insider trading. I haven't seen anything quote unquote official. There's people going, they're doing some stream episode and somebody called, I think his name's CoffeeZilla, calls in and he's just laying shit out and he's like, where'd the money go? Where's all these millions of dollars going? Who has it? And then the crew for Hawk Tui are just going, whoa, we didn't do anything. You're running in circles. I mean, guys, if I did this, this would be on me. Ultimately, they're the ones allegedly that they would be the ones scamming. But I'm the one that made a stupid mistake by trusting somebody that has been made famous for chomping on knob, or at least describing how she likes to. Come on. Does not make it right, because if there is some scummy shit officially going on, which it sounds like there is, dude, she could end up going to prison. But I mean, come on. Don't do dumb shit like that. Who'd you get the financial advice from? Hawk Tui girl. You dumb fucker. Not a good idea. But that being said, I guess in a weird way, you no risk it, no biscuit type of thing. What if it worked out? Then you start making a butt ton of money. I don't know. But you don't play with knives and freak out when you get cut. That's on you. Doesn't make it right. And she should pay. If indeed there is some shady shit going on, she needs to pay. And I don't know what the punishment should be officially, but most likely that's going to equate to jail time and paying back. Well, good luck on that one. Paying back the people that invested. Pretty fucked up. Pretty fucked up. I'm not saying it justifies what Hawk Tui did. I'm not saying that at all, just to clarify. She needs to be punished if indeed she did do something wrong, or if her team around her did something wrong. Okay? But also, it's one of those things where no shit, you got scammed by somebody that is made famous for saying Hawk Tui. We'll see what officially happens once. I'm sure there's an investigation going on, whether we know it or not. I imagine that's going on as we speak. And if they find out that these allegations are true, geez, man, talk about an epic, twisted rise and fall, and a good reminder to be careful who you surround yourself with in regards to, I don't know anything about her other than she claims to be, a small town girl, growing through this lonely world. Sorry. I mean, she should have known better. but maybe I don't know what her role is in all this officially. But if there's an investigation and some shady shit is afoot, that's going to get spilled and we'll find out. And how stupid are we all going to look, anybody that invested in her? Be like, Jesus Christ, guys. Jesus. So thanks, Matt. I didn't want to talk about it at first because I wanted to see if anything, really came up. And to be honest, the past 5 days, nothing has changed. But we'll see by, next week or beginning of next year. I would imagine there's going to be some big developments in this. It's just wild. JR Slick wrote in, is it time for Michael Malone to go? Michael Malone, if you don't know, the Denver Nuggets head coach. To be blunt, I'm saying no. I think that's jumping to conclusions. That's just jumping the gun. And in this day and age, we tend to do that. Look how many people wanted to bench Bo Nix at the beginning of the season. They're like 3 games in. They're like, God damn it, put in Stidham. This is a joke. What are you doing? What are you doing, Sean Payton? Now look at it. Everybody's like, dude, we got him. We got him. Bo Nix is him. Right? That you don't get him if you jump the gun. And I think it would be jumping the gun to say Michael Malone needs to hit the bricks, right? But I'll say this in regards to the Denver Nuggets. I know they're 2 games above 500. They're doing that weird in-season tournament thing right now. But talking about the regular season that matters, the championship window does not stay open for long. That's something that we used to always say when I was in sports talk radio with Mike Evans, Mark Schlereth. It doesn't stay open long. So you really need to capitalize on that before it slams shut. The Nuggets are only 6 games out of first place in the West. They're not that far off. They are and they're not. It's a long season, I get it. But clearly they got to do something because it's not working that well. And Nikola Jokic can't do everything himself. It's great to see what he can do on a regular basis, but not everybody is stepping their game up. Although it does look like whenever they start Russell Westbrook, they tend to win. So maybe it's just some simple adjustments that they need to do. Jamal Murray hasn't been playing that great. So it seems like they may have the right parts, but the parts just aren't being used properly, and or the parts just aren't working the way they should. A lot of people are talking about a possible trade because I believe that trade window opens, I want to say this weekend. And I think if you're going to make a trade, you go out with the young and bring in something old, something with experience, a seasoned veteran to help you get that push towards the championship, that to help you get squeezed through that championship window and continue going down that path. I think that's the way you go. Who they get rid of, I don't know. That's another great question. Obviously, you don't want to get rid of Jokic. That'd be fucking stupid. But you can't. You can't get rid of Gordon, and you can't get rid of Jamal Murray due to their new contracts and everything. There's a lot of talk about Jimmy Butler and trading him for Michael Porter Jr. I think that would be a bad idea. What is it? Isn't it Michael Porter Jr. the best 3-pointer on the Nuggets? You can't get rid of that because that's not something that Jimmy Butler does. Not to the extent of Michael Porter Jr. So that would be stupid. That wouldn't be an upgrade for the Nuggets. That'd be a downgrade. There's rumors of a 3-team trade involving Russell Westbrook to Boston, Torrey Craig to Denver. I don't like it. So I don't see that making much sense because kind of like what I was saying, like when Westbrook's out there as a starter, they're doing well. It'll be interesting to see what the Nuggets do, but clearly shit isn't championship quality as of right now, and it needs to be. If that's just a come to Jesus meeting with, Jokic and Westbrook leading the way in a closed room, telling people like Jamal. I think Jamal's is a problem, and he can be pulled out of that shithole that he is mentally. He can be, but does he want to be? And the thing is just I don't know what they do, but they need to regroup because they're not playing well at all. Not the way they should be. You see glimmers of it, but it's mostly on the shoulders of Nikola Jokic, and you can't do that. You just can't. It's not sustainable. So we'll see what ends up happening. I don't know if that really answers your question, JR. I'm not a huge Nugget follower, but kind of looking at it on the surface, it seems pretty basic. Of you don't waste Nikola Jokic's time. Before you know it, he's going to be on the decline, and that sounds crazy to think about, but eventually that's going to happen. And then what? You don't want to waste a dude's prime playing time. So what are you going to do? You got to bring in championship caliber players and get rid of the young guys that don't have it yet. So if that makes sense, let me know. Let me know your thoughts. Maybe I just butchered my attempt at a Nuggets take, but listen, I believe the Nuggets can do it, but I think they do need to shake some shit up. But we'll see. We'll see. Hey, real quick, I told you like a week ago that my number one episode of the year was with Mike Evans of 104.3 The Fan. Mike Evans finally got around to responding. He typed it out. Fucking old classic boomer. He typed it out. I don't know how to use technology. What's this video nonsense? There's a picture machine. I can be on one of those things. I'll be damned. Let me put my teeth in. But he wrote a response in regards to being the number one episode on The Huff Uncensored for the year 2024. He says, "What an honor. I take this as total validation that I was not a creeper on the beach in Miami. Definitely the highlight of my career. Scotty, you are the best. All balls." Thanks, Mike. I appreciate you taking the time to write that out instead of doing a video like I requested. God damn it. So disappointed in you. But that's fine. Really do appreciate that Mike took the time. Happy for Mike's success with Stokely, with Mark Schlereth. So that's pretty cool. They're doing great. And keep rolling. Keep doing your thing. And we'll get Mike, possibly Stokely. I don't know. Next time Schlereth's in town, maybe I'll get him on. Maybe he's in New York. Like he sent me that Christmas card and it's stamped from New York. I'm like, Jesus, man. So fucking weird that he's living in New York, but still doing the show in Colorado. I don't know how long that's going to last, guys. I don't. So if you're a Denver sports radio fan, your guess is as good as mine. I haven't had time to talk to him. I don't like bugging Schlereth during the football season because I know how much shit's going on. He's got his morning TV show. He's got his morning radio show. He's got, doing games on the weekend. And the fact that he's in New York, I mean, with his, I assume his wife's out there with him. I mean, he's just busy as snot. So I don't like bugging him as a friend. I don't like bugging him during the season. If I was a dick, I'd call him up. Be like, hey, come on my podcast. That'd be great, please, if you could. And he'd probably do it, but even though he's stretching himself fucking thin, I just don't want to do that to the guy. But we'll get him on. What? Listen, he's a diva at times. I don't want him to get, stretched thin and then he starts complaining, but like, passive aggressive complaining about being so busy. I'm behind now. And then not really saying it was because he came on my show. And then I'm just sitting there thinking to myself, what a bitch. Boom. Boom. Got him.
What the fuck happened?
I burned his ass. That's what happened. Oh, look at me. I'm busy.
What the fuck?
Yeah, you heard me, Gordon Ramsay. Son of a bitch.
Holy shit, girl, you crazy.
I know. Anyway, I hope you guys are having a great day. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks to Mike Evans for responding to that. I really do appreciate him. We joke around. We have a good time. He's a good dude, and he's one of my favorite people, not only to work with, but just to be around off the air. He's a fun guy to be with, and I need to grab lunch with him one day. He's going to pay, though, so I don't know. I don't know if that's going to happen. We're both cheap. Let's be honest. We're both cheap. Big thanks to Matt OFP as well as JR Slick. You guys are awesome. And, of course, DB, Aaron, Renee P., and, of course, Jeremy. You guys are all great. If you want to interact with the show, you can hit me up on my socials at DeHuff Podcast. You can either direct message me, say something on my timeline or whatever, or you can hit me up on my email, dehuffpodcast@gmail.com. You guys are amazing. Make sure you comment down below your thoughts on the show. Make sure you hit like and subscribe. Big thanks to Game Time PDR and, of course, Bet Online. You guys are amazing. Have a wonderful day. Let's continue to move forward. I'll talk to you next time.